Hi folks, popping on with a little video today using my new stencil, which was a surprise stencil in my Christmas Eve boxes, but I do have some of these stencils available on their own if you didn't get hold of one. So it's a 4-part stencil. We have the fleur-de-lis, the kind of geometric Celtic pattern there. We have the clovers, and I'm using the leaves here. So I'm just with my finger dauber and mowed lawn ink, just going round a piece of stamping card, which is going to fit on a 6x6 card base. So I've already pre-cut that down. And I'm just making a little bit of a leafy border here by going round just with my finger dauber with some ink. Don't have to re-ink every time. So let's make this one a little bit of a lighter leaf here. So I've not re-inked on that one. We'll then go up to this here, and I will re-ink this time. You could do this in different shades of green. I'm just going to stick to the one green today. So we're going to go all round like a nice border. And I'm alternating which part of the stencil I'm using each time. So I'm using like this fern, and then I'll use this leafy branch here too. We can do a little leafy branch. Let's come across this way, back to that one, and you'll notice I'm angling each time. I'm changing the angle of each of our branches, so we're going all the way around here. Let's come to this one, coming down this angle, and across here, back to our ferny leaf. We'll have it coming in this angle this time, so we're coming in from this corner, and vary the depth each time as well. So this one's going to come all the way across this corner. We can have just a couple of little leaves in the corner there, and then we'll have this one again coming down this time, and you can overlap them as well. Go back to the fern, and let's have those two little leaves there just to fill that corner. So that was mowed lawn all the way around. So we've got our nice leafy border around there. I'm then going to use my stamping platform. So I'm going to pop this on the platform, and then we're going to use the stamps. So we're going to use the 4 Nations stamps, which again were in my Christmas Eve box. I don't have any more of these stamps available. They have all gone. However, I'm sure you have a daffodil stamp or such like in your stash. So we're going to pop that on there, and I'm going to stamp that, make sure that doesn't move. Let's bring that one in there too. I am going to ink that up in black VersaFine. So it's going to be very bold, very striking. So let's bring that back in here. So we're going kind of spring-like with this card. So we've got our daffodil there. Let's just see if we need to re-ink any of that. No, I'm happy with that. Okay, let's give that a little clean. Take that off there. And we can take that off there. And then what we're going to do is just use one of the little word stamps. So we've got daffodil, which is part of that stamp set as well. And we're going to pop it onto the small block, And I'm just going to use, let's see, it may not show up very well with scattered straw, but we'll see. Yeah, that's okay. Just a subtle word in the background. So we'll just angle that different places. Actually, do you know what? I think we're going to go all the way around. Just because we can. So different angles with our scattered straw and the word daffodil. All the way around there. Again, change the angle each time. Got space for one more up there. Let's go that way. Jaunty angle. So that was scattered straw we used there. And then let's give some colour into our daffodil. So let's bring a little bit of orange in the centre and down here on like the trumpet part. Let's bring some more in as well. And then let's go for a darker yellow. My yellow looks like it's a little bit dirty, but we'll blend that out. Let's put another yellow on top. I like to use the brush end because you get to blend a bit better. That's better. And then let's go around the rest of our daffodil. Got a little bit of the stenciling coming through, but I quite like that. So just with, these are my Deco Time markers that I got from my local B&M store. And they do actually blend quite well. They're a very inexpensive pen, dual-ended, and they have all sorts of different tins and configurations of those. And then we want to bring in a little bit of green for our stem here, just to finish that off. Okay, so we've got our daffodil. And then what I'm going to do is bring in a sentiment. So I've already stamped out New Beginnings there, which I think I'm just going to chop down a little bit now as to where my daffodil has ended up. Let's chop that down a little bit. So New Beginnings, the new year makes us think of spring. Spring is on its way. So this could be a New Year card for somebody. Some people don't always celebrate Christmas, but they like to send New Year cards. So we've got New Beginnings, which will go into that corner. What I'm also going to use is some twine. So my twine's going to come down that side there. So let's just stick that on there for now. Oh, that's where I tried it because it was a new stamp. So if you have got a new stamp, always just give it a test stamp before you commit. So I've got some green and white twine, which I'm going to use down the left-hand side. So that's going to just sit. I'm going to move that up so the bow is going to be, or the knot is going to be up there. So that should be enough there. So we're keeping in greens and yellow tones here. So we'll just tie that in a knot there, and we can chop that down. there. Okay, so that is going to now be matted onto a pale yellow, which is rather nice. I think we might just move that up, just adjust that. But so before you stick it down, just adjust where you want that to be. I wanted that to be a little bit further up there, and I can chop that down later. So, oh, it looks quite pretty on the back as well. The negative image looks quite pretty too. Just put an extra bit of glue around the twine there. So that's going onto a pale lemon paper. We'll just hold that down so it holds around the twine. And then I'm going to put it onto a second mat, which is more of a kind of sunshine yellow this time. And this is going to fit onto a 6x6 card base. So again, just hold that down around your twine because it's going to take a little bit longer to stick there. Okay, so let's bring in our card base. Just check it still fits and I've done it round the right way. So that's going to sit on there, so it's looking very spring-like. And then we'll just decide with our greeting where that's going to go. I think that's going to sit across the bottom there. So that will go into that corner, I think. I'm just going to decide if I want another strip that comes all across the bottom. Yeah, we could do that actually, because then it will hide that, because then it's going to ground it, isn't it? So let's do that. Let's add in, and this is just the offcut of where I cut the paper down. So we're going to slide that underneath the twine, take it all the way across the card, and then it will ground that daffodil as well. So I'm going to chop that from the back, chop it down to size. There we go. And then New Beginnings is going to sit there, but I'm going to 3D foam that to go across the twine. So we want a piece down that end and a piece down the other end here, so we're either side of the twine. And this could be an Easter card, couldn't it? Happy New Year card. And again, I've matted that onto the bright yellow from the other mat, so it all coordinates together. That perhaps, I might get another piece of the twine, I think, and pop that underneath there. And actually tie a bow with it this time. So that's going to tie onto there. Hopefully I've left enough. Yep, should be able to do that. So we've got a little bow on there this time, and we'll just cut those ends down again. So we've got a bit more texture on there. Just decide where you want it to kind of flow to. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And then we could just finish off with some gems in the corner there. So let's get some yellow, or of course we could use green as well. So I quite like the yellow, I think. So we could pop big yellow there and a small yellow, and I'm going to pop a small yellow Oh, actually, that's not as small, is it? That's okay. That'll be okay. So we've got 3 in a row just going off to that side. So new beginnings, we've used stenciling there. We have stamped, we have coloured in, we've got a bit of twine and just finished off there with a few gems, new beginnings. So it could be Happy New Year, or it could be looking forward to the new beginnings of spring. So thank you for watching. There are details in the comments if you would like to get hold of the stencil. Thanks for watching, folks.